nobody on the rest server this morning. We had a few on the Dirty Bone, but not at the moment. Not sure about the Battlefield server. Soon as that, of course, the Evo server will be coming. Appreciate you guys hitting thumbs up on the video in the mornings. Getting the stream set up for YouTube at the moment. We're on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick.
30 seconds.
Let's see. Forza. This is the Forza Motorsport. Came out in 2023. If it had a number, it would be called Forza Motorsport 8. Looks good. Good. I think everything's working here. So we got a fuel, plenty of fuel. Well, this is Le Mans. This car's not really ideal for Le Mans. It's not. It accelerates quick and it's got good top speed, but these guys are going to be going probably 40 miles an hour faster than me. I can do 195. Some of these guys will be doing 240 and stuff. So on the straight, we're a bit left, but we might. At least just a little warm-up race. I'd be alright. Get that vibe going, y'all. I like to start the day off like this. Hopefully more people will like start their day off like this too. Alright. Jackasses. If you're hitting the gas when somebody's getting sideways because you already knocked them sideways, you're a jackass. Fuck you and fuck your driving style. Tired of these dumb kids doing that shit. Oh, that's my... The app's not working. I'm also scaling. Is it not running? It's not running. I don't love it. Now, why did the AI shift down to second gear when I left it in 6 and went to the menu? So dumb. Why would it do that? On the long straightaway. It's supposed to ghost and hold the throttle down, not fucking go to second gear and let everybody pass by you. It's crazy. Position the mic differently today. Maybe my voice will sound better. I watched a clip yesterday and didn't think it sounded that good. Getting it there. Hell yeah. Worked on the transmission gearing this morning. You know, worked on the suspension last night. I'm liking what I'm feeling. Feels grippier. A lot less bouncy, more stable. I still got some oversteer in it. I think we'll experiment with softer rear suspension. That will help with oversteer, but we can get it so soft that it's just bouncy. So, you know, we have to be careful with that. I think it'll be better with about 50 pounds less on the rear. Let that rear end stay planted on around those corners better. Balance is pretty good. It's just got a little oversteer. I mean, a little too much. A little's fine, but it's a little too much. Can get you in trouble sometimes. A little sketchy. Tires get cold on the straightaways on the front. There's not much friction, even at high speed. Then you come to these 90-degree turns within these long straights. Cold tires, it does not want to turn as well as you would think it would do. Now let's give it health there, just see what it'll do. Yeah, it'll do it. Just got to modulate the gas a little bit to get to rotate just like I want. Oh, yeah, it's quick. Forgot to shift the daydreaming. You can get through here without getting too sideways. You can carry a lot more speed. Just want to do the bare minimum turn there. Time penalty for what? Come on now. I did not pick up 1.6 seconds there. You know, 10 feet before the finish line. I'm pretty sure I didn't pick up 1 second. That's fun. Everybody's got newer Porsches. I got this old one. They like the 23 and the 07. Hard to say which one's the best. It's crazy fast. A lot more top speed, probably. Shoot.
P6.
I have a feeling we're going to get some podiums today. Just going to pee. Just got to work on our consistency today. Now, as we near finishing the tune-up on this car with the race tires, I think we'll get some podiums. We went fresh to death today. Blue with the popping white. VIR. Tough one. Do it. Got with a sore throat this morning. Not sore, but I can tell it's swollen.
The Virginia International Raceway Full Circle has 18 official turns, but some have more than one car, so be prepared to face at least 23 directional changes.
Appreciate that, Razin. How you doing, man? Where are you from, Razin? Good of you to do that. You didn't have to do that, man. Good man. Much appreciated. We're going to get into a race here in a second. Put our soft tires on. We'll shred these pretty quick, but they'll make it through this race. It's a short race. Should be just a 10-minute race. I like this class, S class, because this is the you can go pretty quick with this class, and then the 10-minute races are nice. You can kind of, I think they're ideal for streaming. 20-minute races sometimes can get a little bit long and boring. This will make it more interesting. Plus, if we don't like a track, we'll drive it anyway, and then it's only 10 minutes. and then we'll be on to one that we like it better. Alright, so we got our fuel, tire, tune, upgrades. I think we should do a little practice. How are we looking at our follower goal? Our follower goal is 880. We're at 869. Okay, good. We cleaned out some bots, banned a bunch of bots, so those are the actual real people. Whoa. Okay, dude. Get it together in a minute, Aaron. Yeah, still got some over rotation. Let's go super soft on these rears. Let's just see. It might be crazy bouncy and not work at all. We'll just see. On the front, if I get down to 250, 300, it's a bouncing son of a gun. Like you see those cars on the highway where somebody's got blown out shocks, where the cylinder inside can't hold the pressure of the vehicle up, and they'll just bounce down the highway when they hit a bump. That's what happens when you lower the spring rate too low on a race car too. Very similar effect. But on the front, it's more susceptible to the bounce. But the rear, I think, with the dampening pretty soft, I think it'll absorb it mostly. We'll see. No, this is the VR with the longer straight. Yeah, I like this one better. Locked up the fronts there. Odd. Weirdos. And everything's set. Boom, first place. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We might be able to salvage this, I think. Oh, yeah. No problem. I'm not sure about that really soft rear spring yet. I think it still can oversteer, but hopefully it won't be as bad. That's what we're trying to mitigate. I want a little bit of oversteer, so when you get in those situations where you need it, you have it. I just don't want to do it all the time, all automatically. I'm not asking for it. You know, a mild input with a steering like that, I don't want it to keep on going around and around. I'm going to be able to floor it and then it keep the angle I've got with the input of the wheel. And now, I turn a little bit and it rotates a lot, I bet. And yeah, a lot of bits of word. I made it up. 3.5 seconds faster than the first lap. That's how bad the first lap was, even though it's in first place. And everybody's kind of got their tires warmed up and figured out their suspension, how it's going to behave on this track with all the bouncing. Everybody's going to pick up the pace. This lap's going to be a lot faster. First lap was a 2 flat. We're up 3 seconds, so it should be a 157 something. I braked on the one there, but I don't think I was lined up real well. I think I can do better and still brake on the one. Okay, that balance looked pretty damn good there. Picked up 4.7 seconds over the first best lap. Yeah, we're moving now. 6-second improvement. See if we can get. We need to get into like a more fluid state. I'm just kind of flowing around here instead of just wide open everywhere and waiting on the traction control to do its thing. Just try to tidy up the driving. See if we can shave off some tenths and catch these guys. Because if you're driving so fast that you're just getting crazy sideways and sliding and spinning and traction control's got to kick on constantly, end up being a lot slower. Okay, good entry on there. Good exit speed. Oh, you from the UK? 2 p.m. Yeah, so you're about 6 hours, roughly. What part of the UK are you in? It's a lot of land in the United Kingdom. I guess it could be, I don't know, is it technically Ireland and still all together part of the UK? I really should brush up on it, what exactly is the UK in 2025, because I know there's a lot going on some years ago with the Brexit and all that in the middle. Oh, okay, gotcha. Alright, well, I'm in Tennessee, USA, which is also kind of the middle. Around here we call it the Mid-South, so we speak slower, a little bit more of a country twang, a drawl, D-R-A-W-L, drawl, if you will. And it's a funny thing because in the United States, the Northerners think the Southerners are stupid because we speak slower. And that's a curious thing to us. Because to us, somebody who speaks fast is trying to get everything they can out quickly as possible because they're afraid people won't listen to them if they speak slower. So around here in this area, if you have somebody that speaks really fast, they're either from the north or they're afraid people will speak over them when they talk, so they speak very fast to get it out. Too much tax, yeah, I hear you, bro. Yeah, the immigration problem, it's terrible in the U.S. as well. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the immigrants themselves. It's just too many, and it's just a burden on the tax system and the taxpayers. It's not fair. That's all. And a lot of what we had coming in the last, man, since 2008, Obama, a lot of what we had coming in was not the finest people. It was other countries dumping out their asylums and jails, putting them on buses and shipping them over here. But the Democrats love to use those people for votes. So they'll shower them with free things, housing, clothing, bus tickets, internet, phone. They give them everything. Money. They give them cards with cash on them. And so, you know, naturally they're going to be coming over here in droves. Happy to come over here. As long as there's free handouts, why wouldn't they? Well, a land of opportunity and freedom and be your own boss if you want. Yeah, I get it. It's not, the USA isn't for everybody, but a lot of people want to be here. And I'm just very lucky that my spawn location was the USA, obviously. Very privileged in that way. I recognize that. At the same time, you can't have open borders. You have people coming from other countries and other cultures, and they'll ruin your country. Absolutely destroy it. Because they want to make it like theirs. Which, if you're fleeing a shithole country, why are you voting in people from your shithole country to enact shithole country policies that didn't work where you came from? But that's what they do, and it just happened in New York. They just elected a Muslim mayor that's been very open about he wants to make government run grocery stores and, you know, raise the taxes from 50% New York to 52%, guys, just 2% more. 52% taxes, man. Over half of your money goes to the government. Half. Fucking hell, dude. I'd never live in New York. No way. Yeah, you guys they put them in the army barracks? Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, around here they put them in 4-star hotels. Like, seriously. Some of these hotels in New York had nobody in there that was from the USA. They were all immigrants because they would get a government stipend that was well beyond what they could normally charge. And it was guaranteed. So, like, fuck it. We'll take that money. You know, it's a business. Of course they will. But yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I see a lot of people overseas starting to march and protest against it, but it's so dangerous to do so because the free speech laws aren't exactly the same. And I see people getting arrested for making Facebook posts, or I saw a lady get arrested. There's a lady got raped by an immigrant. I don't remember. Was it Sweden? It was in the news the other day. A lady got raped by an immigrant in Sweden, and she spoke out about it. She said something about it, about, immigrant. Shouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have been raped, right? Common. Anybody can make that correlation. If they were never allowed in, given free housing and free things, why are they there? Who needed them? Who asked for them? The people aren't asking for the immigrants to come over. It's the powers that be that are shoving them down our throat. But anyway, this lady got raped by an immigrant. She spoke out about it on Facebook or something, said something, like the guy shouldn't have been here. She went to jail. Her sentence was longer than his because of what she said. And then there was another one in the news where a young girl got raped. And it didn't last very long. So the judge literally said in the statement, it didn't last very long. Therefore, the punishment will be less. Like, what? Australia's going through it? Yeah. Yeah, you have to look, like, who's driving all these people? Who's funding all these people moving out of Africa? A country that they can't fix themselves. And they used to be, a lot of those countries used to be colonized. And I know they bitch about it these days, and it's unpopular opinion, but the colonizers brought them technology and equipment and, information, books, reading, language, all kinds of stuff. Now that they're gone, all that equipment, they can't maintain it. They don't know what to do with it. So that's why these African countries and some of these Asian countries, and they're just actual hellholes. Because the people there are not interested in maintaining or fixing, or they just tear things. They just destroy, use, waste, that sort of thing. Yeah. And some of these cultures are just not compatible. If you're importing people from Afghanistan, let's just use them as an example, not picking off on them in particular, but if you or Sudanese or whatever it may be, you bring these people in, and in their culture, you see a pretty woman on the street with her half her boob hanging or half her boob ass hanging out. Fair game, brother. That's how it is there. That's just how it is. So yeah, they get off the boat here. They land on your shore. France, the UK, the United States, all these countries are getting absolutely invaded. These guys are young, dumb, and full of cum. So they see these beautiful women walking around, women like they've never seen before. All fixed up, beautiful. Look like a magazine's walking around. And they come from a culture where they had to wear burqas. They don't even get to see what the women look like. Some of these guys have never seen a woman. Like, never. Not really. So yeah, they're going to flip out and do dumb shit that we as Westerners, if you will, couldn't fathom. And then they go to court, and the judges go, yeah, they're from somewhere else. They don't know that. Yeah. And then you get enough of those people imported, and next thing you know, they're able to elect their own. And now they've got control of your country. Well, look at Sadiq Khan in London. Look at Mondami in New York that just got elected. Now we've got a openly communist, in charge of one of the most popular cities in the United States. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a real litmus test, because the Democrats that are going to get behind him 2,000% to prove that communism can work. And all these college professors that are trying to teach our kids that communism is the way, they've got no example to show that it is the way, because every country that's ever used it is in bad shape. So they can't really point to a country and go like, look at North Korea communism, isn't it great? No, they don't have food, man. They don't have electricity. Yeah. Yeah, if they start electing their own, Minnesota's going through it. You know, that's how we got uh, Ilhan Omar. A lot of people call her the brother fucker because she faked some documentation and get her Somali brother once she got into Congress and elected by Minnesota that had been overrun with low IQ Somali people, absolute idiots. You know, talk about people who eat sand when they're hungry. You know, some of these people are absolutely retarded. I don't mind saying it. So anyway, she gets elected to Congress, and she represents Somalia. And all her speeches, oh, she can't wait to make Minnesota, you know, and ultimately the United States just like Somalia. I'm like, why? That place is a shithole. But that's what they do. They want to make it like their home. They want to convert the U.S. and the American people and make it just like them. And like, no. No. The USA was good because we broke away from England and, you know, these rowdy boys, you know, they had to be some badasses to fight with the government, move to a completely new land and set up. So, I mean, that's just how the American way is. They're cowboys. I'm not going to stand for other people coming into our country and absolutely ruin it. And we see what's going on. I'm not dumb. We know when the crime goes up, the rape goes up, the IQ goes down, the policies get stupid. They start kowtowing and catering to 1/10 of 1% of the demographic instead of the 99%. You know, we see like people posing as women, you know, going into women's locker rooms and the rape and the molesting kids, and it's just, you know, we're just tired of it all. We're just tired of all these agendas that nobody's asking for being shoved down our throats. So I don't know. There's a lot going on. There's a whole lot in the news now. A lot of the young generation in the U.S. is kind of getting over Israel as well. They're kind of not liking what they're seeing going on in Gaza with people who didn't ask for a war are over there getting killed. Journalists reporting on it are getting killed. Kids, troops, kids, people, you know, just everybody's getting killed out there. It just needs to stop. So this younger generations in the U.S. is really eager to see AIPAC, which is Israeli PAC meaning a group of people that pool their money together and fund politicians that vote their way. For some reason, AIPAC has been allowed to fester in our government. They are funding only pro-Israel people. So now our politicians are focusing on Israel more than the U.S. because they're getting millions of dollars from these PACs. And somehow AIPAC is not registering as a foreign government lobby. So that allows them to do a lot with donations to politicians. But any other foreign government lobby group is pulling their money together to buy votes, and politicians would have to register as one. And then what they can do with that money is way different. So yeah, that's a big thing going on right now. The young generation, they're really not pro-Israel. That you've got a divide going on. That you've got the boomers like my dad. Bless his heart. He grew up, you know, Israelis are the chosen people, you know, religion and all that. So if you're way into religion and all that, you might buy into what they self-profess is that they are the chosen people, God's people, and therefore they must be protected, and they can do no wrong, and all that. Unfortunately, he buys into that. I don't. I don't think you judge people based on a book that was written by men. I think you judge them based on their actions. I don't care. You can call yourself the chosen people. I won't take that away from you, whatever, but you gotta act like it. It's what you do. It's your character. It's not what you say. So if, you know, on one hand you're crying out, "Poor me, look at what they did to us, the Holocaust," you know, sympathy, special treatment programs, you know, all that, great. But on the other hand, you're striking out and killing people? People have nothing to do with this BS agenda to wipe the land and resettle it with your own people? Land that originally didn't belong to you? People opened their homes, allowed you in, and then when they went to work, you locked the doors, stole their homes, and told them to go away or they'll be shot. And now you're killing those people and running them off. It's like, whoa. People are starting to wake up and they're questioning things. They're like, well, maybe Israel aren't the good people all the time. I think it's they've been allowed to hide behind the guys that they're God's chosen people, and then if anybody criticizes that, well, you're an anti-Semite. And I'm not criticizing the people. I'm criticizing the way the government is handling the situation over there. I'm very curious about it. I don't know all the facts. I'm not over there. I haven't seen it firsthand. And I haven't seen every video live feed about it either, so I don't know all of it. But there's some disturbing stuff going on that's worth, you know, looking into. So anyway, since we were talking about, you know, Brexit and immigration and all that, I thought I would mention that's also a very hot subject in the U.S. that's coming to a head on the internet. I see it on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, you know, all that. But on the regular news, nah, not so much. The Fox News and all that, you know, they're very pro-Israel. And that's, you know, what my dad's going to watch, mostly. He used to watch a lot of Charlie Kirk, Newsmax. I guess he still does some. But, yeah, on the internet, the news breaks first there. Cable news is behind now, and I've been telling him that for years. You know, I couldn't come in there and tell him about things, and like, okay, on the news tomorrow or 2 weeks, you're going to hear something about this. You're like, what? Oh, yeah, this is going on. It's just not broken on cable news yet. They're trying to decide how to cover it. What angle. I think the American people are just tired of funding projects and things for politicians that we aren't interested in. We're tired of sending our tax money overseas to Israel for them to fight their holy wars that we're not interested in. We had no problem with the Middle East until we got involved in the Middle East. You know what I mean? It's like, just leave us alone. We'll leave you alone. You want to be Muslim? You want to eat dirt? You want to do whatever the hell you want to do over there? Go for it. That's your thing. I think the U.S. should keep our nose out of a lot of other people's businesses. I've had a bad history through the 90s. The 1990s and the Bush era, the Clintons, the Obamas, just absolutely destroying other countries and stealing the resources and planning to rebuild houses and all this, and then taking donations to rebuild the place, and, and then not building, maybe one house or something. There's big profit in wars for those in charge. My feeling about that is like, I think if a politician wants to send troops to wars, it needs to be like the old days. The leaders, if there was a war, the person in charge was on the battlefield. You know what I mean? They were out there with a sword on a horse, risking their neck with their men. And these days, we'll just hire a general to do the job, and we don't have to go out there and risk life or limb. So, it's very easy for them to send people. But if it was their son or daughter that had to go out there and get shot at, and they knew it was a bullshit war, I bet they wouldn't do it as much. Yeah, a good race. I don't usually get too political in here, but if somebody wants to talk political, I'll absolutely. I had somebody found comments I made on a YouTube video one time, and they came in my Discord and they were like, "Hey, I saw you said something about this political thing on a YouTube video," and it's like, yeah, I'm a real person. I have feelings, I have thoughts, ambitions, desires, goals. Yeah, I'm real. Just because I'm on a camera doesn't mean I'm going to be like, I don't have an opinion on taboo subjects. That's not my style. You can play it safe and you'll go further, I'm sure, if that's your goal. But my goal is not channel growth. My goal is to make friends to play games with. So if I talk about my views, then I'm probably going to make friends with people who, can at least tolerate my views. I may not agree with it, but they might hear me out. Sorry, I'm one of the guys in the Forza Discord channel. What race is this? We got 2 minutes for the race start. Oh, there's Mark. What's up, Mark? Softies on there. I've been working on this playlist. Bunch of songs. Of course, I'm limited to, royalty-free stuff. So, gone through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs. Went through another 50 or so last night and added some more. So we got a good mix of some fresh stuff. Shouldn't repeat. Probably won't hear it repeat. Let's see. I think we were going to keep going with the springs. They're crazy soft in the rear, but it seemed to be working. So it wasn't too bouncy. It's going to be a point where they're just not there. And it's going to bounce with it, bounce with it. Restroom real quick. I'll be right back. I'm doing bad. Race time. Put some more parts for sale today. I've got a AMD 9800 X3D. And a water cooler for AMD AM4 CPU, AM5 CPU. The Viper has crazy grip, just doesn't have the top speed. A couple practice laps, I might pick up the pace a little bit, but they will be too. Definitely bouncy a little bit, I can tell. But it's not over rotating anymore. So maybe I could play with the dampening and get the bounce out of it. Uh-oh. Okay, we're into each other. You try to wipe me out. No, has. I don't have anything to do with that. Don't wipe me out. Got 2.6 seconds on that lap there. And I got a little wiggle to it here, a little bounce. Sawing the wheel a little bit, trying to find the traction. There's a spot where I turn the wheel about that much, about 45, where the traction's best. And sometimes when I'm turning, I'm kind of feeling the rubber, feeling the grip improve and not. When grip is good, the steering wheel feels heavier, harder to turn. If I oversteer or understeer, you'll feel that it can't hold as many G's by the way the steering wheels feels lighter, feels like it's letting loose. So if I feel the front end let loose, I'll counter steer for a split second and let the heat out from under the tire. Let it cool for a split second, and a lot of times you'll regain traction by recentering the wheel on the correct angle. So if you see me going in a corner and it looks like I'm just sawing the wheel left and right, that's like this. I'm trying to find the edge for best grip. Also, if I'm cutting into a corner and I've cut it too sharp, like I'm going to hit the apex instead of going around the apex, I might very briefly correct and let it go a little bit more around it. So I do that real fast, so it's just whoop, whoop. Just move it over just an inch or two, you know, if I'm going to hit the curb. I want to keep close to the apex. For that, I just oversteered a little bit, so I countered a little bit. That's what I do. Those of you that race will understand what's going on. Those that you don't, that watch me play other games like the Battlefield and whatnot, might appreciate what I'm talking about. Alright. Lock in for a minute here, see if we can hit these apexes with speed. 3 laps left on the race, so there should be more rubber on the road, and that will help good grip. A bare road at the beginning of the race is kind of treacherous, especially with cold tires that already have diminished grip. It's bouncing. It's bouncy, but she's in control, so I can live with that. We're 1,600 feet ahead. 1320 is a quarter mile, so they're between a quarter and a half mile ahead. It's pretty bad for me, but maybe I could pick up the pace. I'm definitely slower when I'm talking because I'm not hyper focused on the apex. But I'm trying to get better at that, be consistent, and be able to speak a little bit. Because I know there's a lot of people that pop into a stream, myself included. I'm gonna see, like, oh, I want to see what this guy's about, you know? They never speak. Yeah, I can appreciate terrific gameplay. But there's a bunch of people that can drive good. There's a bunch of people that can shoot good. But I think the content creators that stand out are the ones that have some ability. They may not be the best players, but they have maybe some insight into the game, some knowledge, or the industry. And bring something more to the table than just oh, you can turn correctly every time for 10 minutes. It's bouncing. They got some of that over rotation dog in it, but it's a lot better than it was. We're up about 4/10 over our best lap. That's good. Combination of the rubber getting better and grip getting better, and then also getting used to the new suspension. Yeah, the car's quite capable. I just got to drive it better. I need another car near me so I can, you know, set the pace correctly. Right, I'm out here driving solo. I'm not pushing it hard because I don't see anybody. Just kind of cruising around, falling behind. Like a greyhound dog. They need that rabbit to go fast. You know, they need to see something to motivate. Rise to the occasion. Tires are getting worn a little bit. Yeah, good race. Another clean one. I like that. Yeah, these guys are way more grip. Good job. There's a lot of people with Vipers. It's weird. Like sometimes you see the trends, you know. You see like 3 or 4 guys do real good with Vipers, and then you'll start seeing some more people running the Vipers, and then they'll. It's like a flock of birds going south. They'll kind of migrate to this tree, then they go to that tree. New Porsche come out, and you'll see 50 new Porsches on every track, and it's like Evergreen, that'd be a good one. Let's keep the party going. Let's get a new song for you. Get something fresh. This one's brand new. Just added this one. I've got some of these songs I slowed them up, and some of them I sped them up. The instrumental ones. And some of these I have versions that are instrumental, so I'll speed them up sometimes to match like a racing thing.
The race lap record around the 15-turn Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit was in an open-wheel four-door race car powered by a 1.6-liter V6 turbo, producing...
Race starts in a couple minutes. This ad will be out of the way in a minute. I've got the ads turned as low as it'll let me set them in the hopes that people would do tips instead. That would help me more directly than ads anyway. I get nothing from... I think the other day I streamed like 14 hours, 10 hours, 9 hours, several days in a row. Like some really... I was just on one, you know. I had a... kind of jazzed up and just kept going. I made 16 cents in ads one day. I was like, okay. So I took the ad slider and Twitch and was like all the way off. But there is no off. You can only turn it all the way down. So that's where we got it now. So I add that little ticker at the bottom about donations. So since Twitch won't give us anything, maybe a viewer will. And I use that money to host servers. So I've got I pay for a Rust server every month, $20. I pay for a Dirty Bomb server every month, $20. We're going to do a set of Corsa Evo server. That's going to be, I think that they're talking about like $1 per slot. So if you got 24 cars on most of those racks, yeah. And we may need multiple servers if they make it to where you can only host one track at a time like they do in the previous versions. I'm petitioning them to make it more like Forza so we can maybe even vote on the track that comes up next. More like a first-person shooter where you like end of the round you go, oh, there's 3 different maps. Let's go to this one, guys, you know. We should do that with a set of Corsa Evo as well. So that's the plan. The Discord server is our hub. If you haven't seen it, this is our Discord server. You guys that are just watching, you don't have to play, you don't have to get on the mic. A lot of people just chill out in there. News stuff, game news stuff, funny stuff, memes, and we got separate sections for the we got different sections for the games we play. Forza, set of course, so Rust, Battlefield 6. I have a dedicated server for Battlefield 6 as well. I even have a version of the Battlefield 6 server that does not allow aim assist for you guys on PC that don't want to play against. Well, it's okay to play with somebody with a controller. We just don't want to play against people that turn on aim assist. Obviously, that's not fair. My feeling is if you're having to turn on the aim assist because and you claim that it's because the controller's lousy compared to a keyboard mouse, plug in a keyboard and mouse. Don't turn on aim assist. That's cheating, in my opinion. I don't know how we got to a point where that's acceptable by gamers to play against people that use an assist to get them on target and let them know somebody's in their field of view. That's for children games, in my opinion. You shouldn't be in Battlefield. So anyway, we made a server that's has that disabled, so it'll be an even playing field. Because there are I didn't want to disable controller support because there are PC players that use a controller because they came from console and now they got a PC and they're used to it. So turning off the aim assist allows people to use the controller. That way we can still do crossplay, but they don't have that unfair advantage of. Because they can like literally go AFK and watch somebody AFK on their stream and they got aim assist turned on. Players will walk by their field of view and you'll see it go whoop, like get on target. Like, oh hell no! I mean, it's letting you know somebody's in the bushes. That ain't fair. And then there's some recoil stuff. It's just easier on a controller. There's no like a laser. There's no recoil. That's not fair. I mean, why have recoil in the game if you can plug in a different controller and turn it on? Get some Porsches in there. Looks like a Evo 8. A blue one. I have a silver Evo 8. Or I had one. I sold it, but that's what I used to race, hence the melon racing. I want to get something new, but it won't be an Evo. I'm not sure what it'll be next. Whoa, whoa. Car feels great. I just gotta get used to it. Bouncy. I just need to get on a real bouncy track. And just keep playing with the dampening until we get it to stop bouncing. And how to keep the tires planted. Keep the grip up. Because while it is, you know, seemingly okay with the bouncing, I bet it's messing me up more than I realize. In situations where I'm not driving straight and it's bouncing. If you're upsetting the balance, you're changing how much weight is being put on the individual tires, and you're adding and removing traction. So the car's going to move around weird when you get 3 wheels hooking and 1 not, or 2 hooking, 2 not. And then don't steer too good when it's in the air. We're up about 5 seconds over the previous lap, so that's good. That wasn't good. Oh, I did not pick up 1.2 seconds there. That is an egregious penalty. I picked up a 10th. Basically roller skated through there. I wasn't even full throttle. It's still not working. I think it needs more rotation, actually. I really want to be able to, like, hold the wheel at the correct angle, floor it, and go around the corner. Right now it's not rotating enough to do that. Pushing a little bit. I think I got the rear suspension too soft. Yeah. It's safe. It's just not... I can't... Like, right here, I want to floor it. It's like, it just goes wide. And I don't think that's because the front end. I think it's the back end is not being allowed to go out. It's too soft. Yeah, floor it here. It's just a barely going wide. And if I turned off traction control, it would spin enough to rotate. You gotta think about how I want to do it, how to fix it. Do I want to? Could do roll offset. I could do spring rate. I think the correct way is going to be spring rate, because if I firm it up a little bit in the back, that'll make it rotate better and make these corners under full power possibly, instead of having to let up mid corner. Like that push right there, I don't think that should happen. Could floor it around these corners. We'll be way faster. Then we got work to do on the tune. It's great, but it could be better. Yeah, we could fix some of that bouncing with firming up the rear suspension, and also that will help it rotate. It's definitely not rotating as much as it needs to when I need it to sometimes. And then let off the gas there to make it turn. It's pushing. Too soft in the rear. So we fixed the oversteer problem, but we fixed it too much is basically what happened. And I think we only changed like 50 pounds of spring rate on the rear. That's it. Because the balance was almost perfect. It makes a lot of difference when you're at the tipping point. You need to rotate a little more without spinning. And then we'll be able to just turn the wheel, floor it, and zip around this corner. Right now, we'll get close, but every time it goes off. On a lazy corner, it'd be fine, but these corners are hairpins. I think this problem's just going to be exacerbated. Worn tires. It's not going to grip in the front as well, so then you're not going to have that pivot point. Slide. So we're just oversteer for now. That's rough on the front tires doing that. Don't care, had fun. Have fun with that AI. Yeah, we could have hung with him, but we had to clean it up. These guys are way. Oh, that's a meta car, a Monaco, and they're always going to be faster than everybody else. Oh, it doesn't matter who's driving it usually. Well, there you go. Same car, but look how much faster he is per lap. So 5 seconds faster a lap times what? 10 laps? 5 laps? 5 seconds. So 25 seconds just based on the lap time. So the car's quite capable. Just gotta drive it right, tune it right. Of course, he may be running different tires and camber and transmission gearing and different engine, different wing. While it is the same car, there's so many variables to make it do what you want. I could make it more straight line and less grip, or more grip and less straight line, but I'm trying to find a balance so that it works well on most tracks. Can podium on some of the tracks. Or can podium on most tracks.
At the end of the front straight, it's sometimes difficult to see the turn one brake warning markers. So use the access road to the left as a landmark and know you're about to go heavy on the brakes.
So let's do 175. We'll split the difference. Ooh, everything lit up green. It likes that better, actually. According to that, but it's paper. Open the windows. I guess there's some pollen in there. My eyes are starting to itch. Has some unseasonably warm days. I don't know if something bloomed out there or what. Sometimes it's just the neighbors cutting this field or something. It's corn fields out here. Corn, soy, tobacco. Not so much cotton around here. Go a little bit more south towards Memphis. You'll see more cotton fields and stuff. Mississippi and stuff. Well, hopefully we got the car rotating a little bit better than last race. And on top of that, firming up the rear will also take out some of that bounce we were seeing. It'll probably still bounce, but it won't be as bad. Got 11 cars in here. Feels pretty good. We might have found the balance. You know, because we're basically moving 50 pounds around the car. Effectively is what's happening. And if you get the car perfectly balanced, like I've put ballast in the car or weight in the car, in strategic places so that the car is 50-50 front to rear balance. And then some moving the spring pressure up and down on the rear of the car to adjust how much grip it has in the rear. More grip, it's not going to kick out. And sometimes if you have a hairpin turn, you need that rear end to really kick out to make that turn under full throttle. Otherwise, you're going to have to like slow way down to make it. Conversely, if you move too much of that weight to the rear, you firm up the rear of the car effectively, and now it doesn't absorb the shock that the tires are seeing, and that loss of that shock breaks the tires free from the pavement and that makes it slide around a little more. So we're moving this time. The 50 pounds earlier, we made it too soft, and then it wouldn't rotate enough to make the corners under full throttle. Before that, we had it too firm, and it was over rotating, it was spinning out. So 50 this way too soft, 50 that way too firm. We split the difference. We moved it 25 between the two, and hopefully it will get rid of some of the bounce that we had when it was too soft, and not over rotate from when it was too firm. I'm gonna split the difference here. Okay, this is a really fast lobby if these guys are, because my car is really fast in the straightaway. That's why I built it this way. And these guys are hanging with me, no problem. So this will be a really, really fast lobby, I can tell already. It does have skill-based matchmaking, so it makes sense that they put me with other guys that have 800 horsepower instead of guys with 400. Oh yeah, she felt real hooked up there in that corner. It didn't push and it didn't slide out. Oh yeah, that felt real good there. Maybe I'm just getting lucky, we'll see. I just had to do a microsecond counter steer there. I'd like to do about 100 around here, but exit about 120. Pretty close. With some practice, we'll get it just right. And we can go faster through there now because it's not oversteering. Yeah, he's fast, huh? Don't keep bumping me. Who's that? Ex-Leon? I'm 10th place, dude. Settle down. You're not gonna win a trophy. See you, nerds. See you soon, Junior. We're up 3.8 seconds over our previous best lap. I got out of the rubber there, unfortunately. It's gonna take a lot of tries to get that turn perfect. That's the trickiest one in the whole race. These guys aren't paying any attention to cars around them. They just go wherever they need to go. They don't give a shit. They'll just push you out of the way. Cut your nose off, slam into your door. I'm trying to dodge these guys. I'm not making it easy. You're not that guy, pal. Up on the 3. These brakes are good. Try to ram me, a little shit. Saw that. He late braked and tried to roll into me so he wouldn't get the penalty. But shoved me off the track. And the game was like, nah, bastard, we see what you're doing. Easing off the brakes so you would hit me. It's obvious sometimes. You know, if you've seen it a million times. We got a dirty one behind us. He ran me off the road earlier, so no surprise. What corner is so difficult? It's going really fast. Oh, you get out of the way, Leon. You know you're slower, you fucker. Purposely block his shit move. Greasy ass drivers. On a straightaway. That's what they do. They see you passing them, so they'll move in front of you and slow down and do dumb shit like that. It's despicable. Try it again. That guy's ghosted more than he can stay on the track. Trying to run people off the road. If your car's staying ghosted all the time, you ain't doing it right, brother. Trying to hit people and stuff. It's dirty. Hey, Grace. Great race. Yeah, this dude lost 11 spots. Shit. I was just the luckiest one to be beside him the whole race. The worst driver there. Probably be a better driver if he wasn't a sore loser. You know, all that retaliation just slows you down. That's why he lost 11 spots. He's trying to run everybody off the road. A lot of times it backfires on you. It's just, you're better off just let people go around if they're faster. Don't try to block them. You cause wrecks. You're just going to get yourself a bunch of penalties and spun out over nothing. Pixels on the screen. I contend that if you're playing a video game and you're not having fun and you're having to attack others to have fun, like, you need to take a break. Do something else, man.
The Yas Marina full circuit features
The spirit of gaming is to be escape from
71 miles.
the doldrums of the day and have some fun. But these little toxic shit stains are, I don't know what their problem is. Alright. Well, the tune felt pretty good. It's off the top of my head. I can't think of anything I want to change. Gear ratio, tire pressure, camber. I did add a little camber to it last night. I usually roll around with 0.8. So we can check it and see if it needs more or less on this particular track. Some of these tracks are banked differently. A flat track needs more camber. A highly banked track doesn't need any camber. So, there's Lion. What's up, Lion? We're tightened in here. Yeah. Got some fast dudes in here. Be some good racing. You'll see PRM Lion in particular is very aggressive. Like if he sees an opening on the inside, you might have two tires in the grass on the inside. He'll still try to inside you. He's bad about that. I don't like that. But once I recognize that, I just shut the door on him. I'm not gonna let him do that crap to me. You ain't using my door today, Lion. You're probably watching, so you're on notice. I'll be right back. Just in case he is listening, I do want to be very clear. I'm not going to purposely put anybody in the dirt, but if you continue to try to, like you always do, Ryan, because I know you do this every race, if you continue to try to shove me off of an apex, you know, if I'm going around this corner and you run into me to shove me out of your way so you can make the turn, you keep doing that to me. One, you're not going to be my friend list. I'm going to remove you. Two, if you keep doing it, you're not going to be invited to any of the group races. And secondly, or thirdly, every time you attempt to do that, I'm going to run your ass into the wall for the rest of the race. So you're going to learn that Melon Popper doesn't play. You run me off the road, I'm going to fuck your day up. An eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. You've been egregious about it for a long time, and I'm done. So, just know. Your reign of terror and bullying is over, sir. There will be no more. A little practice lap in. Got fundies on here. You got the Porsche. Be a really fast lobby. Yeah. Yup. Gonna be a fast one. Driver levels. Prestige twice, prestige 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 3 times, 3 times. Yeah, we got some experienced racers in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 10 have tons of experience, and the rest could have new accounts for all we know. I don't know who they are. What are you doing, jackass? Go fucking straight away. Why are you pushing into me? What's that? The guy on the Ferrari. Yeah, it was the red Ferrari. Maybe the statics guy is up ahead. Fucking straight away starts turning the wheel purposely into my rear tires, shove me around. What a douche. I swear, these lobbies, man. I think they just don't have enough players, and they're just dumping all these assholes in the same lobby as clean drivers. If there was enough players, you would get lobbies with just clean racers, but I don't think they have enough. They've got so many different races. They've got the community so fragmented. All these bullshit endurance races and dumb shit nobody plays. But, you know, if you only have 100 players and you make 50 different kinds of races, well, you're not going to have a very good pool of racers in each one. You have most of the same people. Then you get people coming over for other races where they think it's perfectly fine in NASCAR to ram into the back of people. Maybe it is on a straightaway or an oval, but around a corner it's not. Had a couple friends had to tell them, like, bro, this ain't NASCAR over here. This is circuit racing. They don't shove people around. And he's like, oh, we drove totally different in NASCAR. He's like, it's quite acceptable to shove people out of your way. I'm like, oh no. No, that's dirty driving here. I know Dale Earnhardt did that. A lot of people hated him for that reason. Don't be Dale Earnhardt on the circuit. Lobby is so fast. I pick up a second each lap, and I'm still not catching them. Promise I'm not that slow. Jeez. Sometimes you just get a lobby where everybody's got the best car and the best tune and best driver. There's nothing you can do to beat them. Just happy to keep up with them at all. It's really struggling to get out of these corners. Okay, we're not competitive like this, so let's turn traction control off, have some fun. We'll let her spin, let her rotate. See what happens. Sometimes you find out this tune is so good, you don't really need traction control, and it's actually just slowing you down. The real test will be first and second gear. I don't have problems in third even. I like situated like this right here. Let's see how that is going. If I have to feather it a little bit. And it could get some better lap times. We'll see. If I suddenly pick up a bunch of lap time, I'll know. I'm very timid with the throttle here. I'm sure it's going to spin like nuts if I really gag it. I usually have long gears when I have traction control turned off. Right now, it's short gears, so it's probably going to be very spin happy at first and second. Lots of torque. And go to the turn. Definitely have to manage the power. It's got more than it needs. Yeah, it accelerates better, it turns better, but it's a lot more sketchy. Got too much power. What up, dude? How you been, buddy? Might be able to get used to this. Not spin so bad, but have to really ease in the throttle here. Maybe better off just putting it in second gear instead of first. Coming out of these corners, no matter the RPM. That would help it keep from spinning. Hey, right here, let's put it in second. Yeah, that's better. That effectively gives me that long gear I need to keep it from spinning. And then I'll have the first gear if I need it for other situations. I don't want all the torque. Second gear, yeah, that worked. We're up almost 3/10 already over our previous best lap, so say that it's working. Put in third gear here. Up 6.5 tenths. Second. Maybe third would be ideal. So that's a sharp corner with no banking.
Nicely done. P9.
Good race. Definitely need some practice on that track with a new setup. Definitely. Lime Rock. Oh, it's a good one too. The fast one. I like this version of Lime Rock. Yeah, we'll do that. Be fun. Good race out there. That was Fundy was in there. She's going by Architect now. I think he's added, joined SHR team. Shit happens racing.
The quicker you can get back on the gas 100% after every turn, Apex, the better chance you have of finishing up front. Podium finish. Let's go.
Podium finish. Let's go. Let's see. What's going on our Dirty Bomb server? We got one on. A little Kev is on. Level 382. Russell. Nobody on that one right now. Not sure about the Battlefield 6 one. I have to load the game to see the status. But we've got servers for all three. And the information in my bio about how to get to the Discord server. Information about the individual servers. Let's see. Feeling tired. We already did that. Yeah. As far as the tune, I don't think I need to change anything. Just drive it. Just drive it better. Dirt burger.
30 seconds to restart.
Oh yeah, that's plenty of time to practice on a new setup. No problem. And we got the track control off. It'll be a little sketchy, but it'll be fun. Huh. Yeah, we're definitely not gonna have to not be able to go full throttle. I think this car would be faster with 200 less horsepower, honestly. Take some horsepower out of it, save some weight, take the ballast out of it, and tune that oversteer out of it. That'd be faster. But I like my straight line speed, it's fun. I've been seeing people run these lately. Ooh. Sometimes it's tempting to get back in the Lola and run a 49 on this track, but I'm like, okay, I've done that, so let's try it with another car. O'clock in Tennessee. 62 degrees outside, 75 in here, or 17 C, 24 C inside. It's comfy in there. Cool outside today. Got the traction controls off. We'll just try to be smooth since the traction control is turned off. Worry about speed. I'll pick up the pace once we get used to not having traction control on as that safety net's off. Okay, got it. Easy on the throttle. Coming up and over those hills, that rear end gets light. It's gonna drive right through me, I guess. Yeah, that's the Mines Evo. I've actually tuned one of those before. Well, I didn't tune a Mines Evo. It was a different Evo, but it had a Mines tune on it. Somebody had got it tuned by mines. Also a June tune one time. I saw a June tune on one of the cars I tuned in Hawaii. It's usually the cars that I tune from overseas. I'll see like some of those famous tuners. I remember in particular the June tune on the Evo 8 was kind of interesting. The way he did the variable valve timing was different than I did it. Other than that, you know, it's all air, fuel, timing, boost control. A lot of people can figure out how to make them efficient. But his variable valve timing map was odd to me. Kind of like he was really making it more for like maybe a time attack tune or something. Not really a drag racing tune. It's just what my customer was after. You can adjust the variable valve timing to VVT or VTEC on a Honda. It's called VVT on some cars, different things in different cars, but you can adjust that and make a small cam act like a big cam at high RPM, allow a lot of valve overlap, and get that Venturi effect going. I hadn't even been looking at the lap time. I'm just chatting away with myself. How we doing? 55? That ain't bad. Especially no traction control first attempt. That ain't bad. I'm okay with that. I'm a little slow. I'm a little slow anyway. Hang in there, baby. Don't spin. Trying to figure out the exact right of throttle to keep it from boiling the tires everywhere. That's really what it wants to do. I'll just floor it there. It'll light them up. Definitely could push it harder there. I picked up 8/10 on that one. Being a little more aggressive. Even second. I have a bad habit of going down the first gear because, you know, more power, right? But a lot of times that's the bad choice when you have way too much power anyway. Just cook the tires off of it, go nowhere. Or sideways. We don't left. New guys there. Rubber's getting a little better, I think. Use those last 3 or 4 laps. This track feels a lot better. I had a senior moment there. My foot was just like full throttle, no reason, just do it. My brain was like, okay. Or my brain said that, my foot did it. Sure my foot doesn't have a brain. I'm nice and tidy over the hill by that time. Really just got to get the wheel nice and straight over there. You not want to be at an angle and then I probably should have. Well, that angle was okay, but I should have followed through and kept the front end turning. I was afraid he was going to oversteer just because no traction control and the old tune-up that I was just on half an hour ago. It's full of oversteer, so I haven't quite trained my brain to not panic. And that's a lot of it. You know, these fast guys, it's confidence in their ability and what the car can do and can't do. So, ho, ho, ho. Fun, but not fast. Still a little slow through there. We'll get it, we'll get it. We can break a little later here. That's definitely could be better. More throttle through here. I'm gonna roll into it. I'm gonna try rolling into it more aggressively. So it's gonna start hazing the tires a lot more. Gonna start kind of feeling a little bit more confident with what the car can handle. Feel a little timid there. Come on, follow through. I keep letting off the gas, and I think that actually makes it worse because this car needs that throttle to rotate. It's just a confidence in the car thing. I'll get confidence the front will hold. You can give it more gas. And it will come around. You just have to be patient with it. It's kind of weird. It's gonna, I don't know, the Porsche always feels like a delayed thing to me. Like the rear end will come around, but you gotta wait. Be patient. A whole lot of situations where the car will make the corner, but I get timid about it because I think it's not going to. Because it starts off looking like it's not going to. About a half second later, it'll come on around. Just rear engine Porsche things like that. Just let off the throttle a split second and it goes whoop. Even with the balance at 50-50, so I can imagine stock balance is what, 42-58? Very heavy in the back. Still has plenty of oversteer if I need it. Oh, all my monitors just went off. The video crash. I need to leave the stream here. Huh. The screens just flashed. Like a video card reset. I lost the stream. We'll see. I hear the game. Middle screen is off. Okay, the game has moved to another window. That's weird. Something. Right, let's see. I'm still on. Bear with me a second here. The middle monitor shut off for some reason, so all the others just. All the windows have moved around. Well, the middle monitor's on, it's just not displaying. Let me just reseat the display port cable. That should fix it if it doesn't crash. Let's see, that would be that on. Like 3 cables plugged in this video card. Okay, it should be the middle one. Let's see what this does. Might look funky for a minute here. Back in, that should do the trick. No, still got a black screen on the middle monitor. And when I click, I'm hitting something. That's Steam, I don't need that. Alt tab. Enter. Yeah, it's just on the wrong monitor. Okay, maybe if I turn the other monitors off temporarily, that'll force the game into the correct monitor. They're off. Okay, now we only have the middle monitor on. That kind of forces the game to go there, doesn't it? It's just got a picture of when the game froze. But I can alt tab and I can see it's actually running. So let me just do a good old control delete task manager. Well, in the game and just fire it back up. It seems like it's something goofy happened to it. Okay, game is down. Looks like the stream's still up. I think we can turn our monitors back on. Put our windows back in place and start the game back up. Middle monitor is definitely on now. That's good. Oh, 30 years of IT experience pays off sometimes. I mean, a good old reboot would have fixed it, but then I would have lost everybody on the stream and it'd start all over. It sucks. Trying to avoid that. Alright. Firing up Forza. Oh, well, that's loading. Let's check on Teabag Funhouse. That's our Dirty Bomb server. Nobody on it. And Rust. Nobody on it. Battlefield 6 I can't see without loading the game. I'm not sure about that one, but we have a dedicated server for each of those. And we're getting one for a set of course at Evo as soon as that's available for purchase. So the Dirty Bomb guys have been really appreciative about me hosting the server, and I occasionally do get donations from them. And I didn't accept donations for 10 years, so $20 a month times 10 years, you know, hosting that server plus the maintenance and all the other stuff goes along with it. The time. But I recently opened it up to accept donations. And several people chipped in, so unbeknownst to them, I made a private group just for people who donated to the server and gave them all. I made 2 reserve slots on the server so that if the server's completely full, 14 of 14, there's actually 2 hidden slots, and I gave them a password to that hidden slot if they donated over 20 bucks, which is that 20 bucks will pay for 1 month on the server. So, you know, just a little perk. They didn't ask for that. They didn't know it was coming. You know, they were just trying to help keep the server alive. They knew I was out of a job and stuff. So, some way to give back beyond just providing a place to play. So it's been nice. Just about every night, our Dirty Bomb server is completely full. People waiting up. I've seen multiple people come in here and say, "Man, I've been waiting an hour to get in your server." Yeah, I know, it's that good. It's a good community, a lot of friendly people. It's a lot of fun. So if you haven't already and you have a PC, check out a game called Dirty Bomb. It's on Steam and it's free to play, so why not check it out? We have some people that play every night, and they've been doing it for 10 years, so there's some really, really good players, and they're happy to help new people and show them the ropes, and they're also happy to curb stomp them too, so you can beware. You know, everybody's got laser aim. They're very good, but you can still have a lot of fun as a newbie, because I've been cranking out these videos every day on YouTube and Twitch and Kick. We've been seeing a huge influx of new players. So now the ratio of killer veterans and noobs that don't know what to do yet is it's more blended. So the new guys I think are having more fun, and I'm seeing more and more new players. Because used to it was all veterans, and a new player would come in once a month and get absolutely smashed. Well, hell, you can look. You guys know who Shroud is, right? Go look up Shroud and Dirty Bomb. Shroud came into our server, got absolutely obliterated because veterans, I don't care who you are, aim is not everything. Unless you got aimbot, aim is not everything. And even cheaters that came in with aimbot, the veterans can gang up on them and keep them down until I get on the server and ban him permanently. But anyway, Shroud got on the server. He got smashed. And was like, oh, he wrote a bad review of the game. It's very generic. And yeah, you got your ass kicked. What happened. You didn't like it. So he went on to something else. It's a very good game. It's the reason we've been playing it 10 years. And we cannot find a replacement for it either. And I tried desperately to find a replacement because I was afraid this game was going to go away and we wouldn't be able to host it forever. But the company behind it has been repurchased by some private individuals, private entity, and now they are free to work on the game again. And we might actually get some updates. That'd be pretty amazing. Let's see, is this an orange Schleifer or is this a Nürburgring? Oh, it's a ring. Excellent. That's great. Favorite. Through the ring with 800 horsepower, no traction control. With stability control, no ABS. Simulation of steering on a wheel, not a controller. Real deal. Be a little treacherous, to say the least. Full power. I think first gear is so powerful, we would be better off making it longer, honestly. It's just too torquey. Or we just leave it in second kinetic mode instead of first. Maybe that's the move. Oops, I don't have my window up on the... I forgot to rearrange all my windows. Let's see the chat hanging. Uno momento. Por favor. Merci. Comme ci, comme ça. Très bien, merci. Et vous? Albert. Where is my window? Twitch, where are you? Hey, it's a Thor. A wild Thor appears. Sorry. Wonderful moderator. How you doing, brother? You must have been busy today. I haven't heard from you. Got some of this new music in the mix for you. Check it out. Let me know what you think about some of these new songs. Some of them, I found the instrumental version of them. So I've got instrumental versions of some of these songs and some with the girl singing on them. And some versions of them I slowed them down. And some versions of them, only the instrumental version because I don't want to mess up the voice, the pitch. But some of the songs, I slowed it down the beat, and some of them I sped it up. So you might be like, oh, I've heard this before, but it's different. So this is Dream Odyssey sped up. Here's the original. Check this out. That pitch, right? It's good, though. This is the slow version. So this is the original with her voice. It's a vibe for sure, man. It's really good. Work, cemetery, and oh yeah, was cemetery was a visitation today. Next we're now lunch break. Yeah, wild day. I'm sure your head's just going crazy with all that. A lot to process today for sure. Yeah, certainly sorry to hear about your grandmother passing away. Grannies are the sweetest, you know, usually. So it's tough when they go because, you know, they're so mellow by that age, you know, when they get in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. A lot of times they're pretty mellow and chill and they just want to see you do well and have a good life, you know? So, yeah. I hate it for you, brother. I really do. I think I mentioned last night I lost mine to cancer and she didn't fight it at all. She didn't want to do the chemo, so you know, at that time I was living in Mississippi, but driving to work in Memphis was like a 45-minute drive one way. So every day on my way home, I would call her. You know, I'm driving. What am I doing? I don't need to listen to music all the time. So I just give her a call, you know, and put her on speaker and talk about animals in the garden, bugs in the garden, flowers. You know what I mean? Whatever was on her precious, pretty little mind. Just make her have a good day, you know. The medicine can manage the pain, but it doesn't manage feelings, you know. So it's important to be close to them when they need it the most. But keep your head up, bro. She's probably in a much better place, and free from pain, free from injuries, you know. And I think for a lot of elderly, loneliness is a problem, you know. They're easily forgotten, and so for a lot of them, I think they get to an age where they're like, you know, I just don't want another birthday. I've done all I want to do, and I'm just tired, you know, I'm ready to go home. So that happens, you know, they get where they don't want to eat, and they're just ready to go. And I think as painful as it is, we just have to respect their wishes, and you know, we may not like it, but we may not even fully understand it, may not agree with it, may think it's selfish in a way. But it's their wish, it's their life. And you know, you gotta know, they've thought about it way more than you have. So, gotta respect what they want. What aspect is that, Thor? Well, everybody's got room for improvement in every area, you know what I mean? So, you don't dwell on the past. It's something you can't change, right? So, just take what we learn from experiences and situations and you know, yeah, I could do better at that. I could put in more effort here. I could, you know what I mean? Or not. Or be, you know, hey, this is the way I am. This is who I am. I don't have to do any more than that. You know, it's your life. You don't owe anybody anything. Just be decent. Be kind. That's all. Oh, loving and affection? Yeah. A lot of guys have trouble with that, you know. I think having kids helps. You know, I have a son, and I've had multiple girlfriends that had kids of their own, and I raised those as my own kids because their fathers weren't around in many cases. I say many, there's only been a couple, but you know what I mean. So, you know, when you have kids, you kind of soften up a little bit. With the affection, you know, and because for me at least, my parents were kind of different. My dad's side of the family is the ones that would grab your cheek and hug and kiss you and make you feel real awkward. My mom's side of the family, they don't touch you. They don't say I love you. Yeah, they're like totally different. Well, I grew up with my mom, you know, and I probably mentioned it before, but I remember as a child, you know, as an 8 or 10-year-old going, "Hey, mom, how come you never say you love me?" Because I see people on TV and they tell their kids that they love them all the time. Well, I don't remember her answer, but it wasn't like a mother